Hi, I'm Jen Meyer, and for my mock research proposal, I have chosen to present my arts-based research entitled Mock Arts-Based Research: An Art Educator Begins to See Themselves as a Researcher Through the Application of Artography. I became interested in artography when I was introduced to it in the Contemporary Issues class with Dr. Powers. In reflections during that course, I discovered creative approaches that artists, researchers, and teachers take to better understand these three identities. I became more aware of my different teaching personas at that time. I have a cast of characters that I use with different groups when leading classes. In one class, I might sing about an artist, and in another, I might pretend to be clumsy and seek student help to solve my art challenge. One character that is a reoccurring is humorous and plays the leading role in my instructional delivery, whereas the character disappointed caring adult emerges to help redirect behaviors. The real challenge is engaging students to think artfully. This study asks, how has my teaching identity evolved over the past 5 years as a public art educator, and how does this evolution inform my ability to inspire students? This study has 3 phases. The first involves reviewing my personal sketchbooks and journals from the past 5 years for evidence of my teaching personas. The second involves writing a satirical narrative in which each of my identities has an opportunity to respond to a scenario that I experienced. And then the final phase of my study involves making an installation art piece in my classroom, representing all my personalities. Arts-based research, ABR, will be utilized as the method for conducting this study. I plan to use artography, which would give me an opportunity to combine my teaching, art making, and research identities. ABR is qualitative by design and lends itself to social and cultural questions. Barone and Eisner, 2009, define ABR as a method designed to enlarge human understanding. As such, traditional research is limited to resolving specific problems, whereas ABR seeks to understand them. My rationale for using artography for this study is that I'm interested in reflecting on my own practice as an art educator. I hope to better understand my teaching personas and how they impact my ability to communicate and inspire students. Investigating my work methods by reviewing personal records will give me time to reflect on my practice in a way that I seldom give myself time to do. I have always felt that my teaching and art making practices are highly connected. As a graduate student in the Department of Art Education, I'm interested in areas in which my teaching and art making intersect. As an artist and researcher, I'm seeking to explore my own experiences within the public education setting in relation to teaching art. I plan to take a closer look at my own practice as an art educator through the analysis of my personal sketchbooks. I'm looking to find evidence of my teacher identities through notes, drawings, in which I have created over the past 5 years. I have identified 5 different personas that I use to teach students. I will be coding visual and written notes from previous journals using these 5 teacher identities previously defined. However, I hope to discover additional characters. Finally, I hope to create an installation that presents these within the context of my classroom space. I am the sole art teacher at my school and have been for 8 years. Teaching in a middle school requires a sense of humor. For this reason, I've decided to use satire as a means of reflecting on my engagement as an educator. Comedy is a form of alternative understanding through which we can look critically at social norms. From a historical context, the trickster character is often found in myths from various cultures. Examples of tricksters like Loki from Norse mythology, Maui from Polynesia, and Anansi from Yoruba. These characters are often known as the agent of change in their stories. In the final phase of this work, I plan to create a site-specific sculpture known as an installation in my own classroom. This project reminded me of an artist that I was interested in while working on my undergraduate degree in sculpture. Ilya Kabakov. His 1984 installation, titled The Man Who Flew into Space from His Apartment, was created as a response to life as an artist wishing to escape the Soviet Union. He was not permitted by the government to make this kind of work, so he made this in secret for his own sense of escape and to cope with the limitations. He inspires me because he embraced the limitations of his situation and created a narrative that he believed would never be seen by anyone except for a small group of trusted friends. He eventually was able to leave Russia, and his flight became a reality. The past 5 years have been challenging for me both personally and professionally. External factors such as changing technology, a global pandemic, book and curriculum bans have changed what and how I'm able to teach. For my original proposal, I was focused on just reviewing my sketchbooks and using them as a source to write a mockumentary style narrative. I changed it to look at my sketchbooks from the past 5 years to find evidence of identities that I mentioned. I believe that organizing those visual and written pieces into categories will lead to more clear findings and have a positive impact on my ability to communicate with students and colleagues. Thank you.